My name is Charlie Burton. Served in the U.S. Marine Corps 2003 in Wazit Province in the towns of Numania, El Hara, Zubadia, Al Kut, and was Lance Corporal.
My name is Joseph Fernandez. In 2003, I was a sergeant in the 3rd Battalion, 23rd Marine Regiment, and we served primarily in Wazit Province, Iraq.
My name is Ian Harris. I was a sergeant in the United States Army. I served as a chaplain assistant and deployed to Baghdad, Iraq, 2006 and in 2007.
Jonathan M. Tennis, First Lieutenant, served with 101st Airborne. We were in Kuwait and we moved all the way through Iraq to Mosul.
هم مجموعة من الجنود الأمريكيين الذين شاركوا حرب العراق، ورغم مرور كل هذه السنوات إلا أن ذكرياتهم هناك هي كل ما يشغلهم.
When we arrived in Iraq, we were heroes. Everyone was happy to see us. Everyone was talking about how wonderful it was that we were there. They would do anything they could to help us. And then me being an infantryman, we would go on presence patrols and we provided security at various places. We were outside the wire every single day in multiple nights. So some people I actually developed fairly close relationships with, where I would eat meals with them every day, meet their children, meet their wives. So for the most part, I had very good memories of the people.
I would say when we had interaction with them, the vast majority of the time it was very peaceable, very nice, very cordial. They would ask questions about our customs. I know when we would do security at the government building in Kut, lots of the interpreters would ask us, what is American life like? How is this done? How do you, go to school, or how do you go to a restaurant, or, what do the women wear? Or what does the man drive, or what does he do for a living?
The neighborhoods that we were kind of assigned to weren't exactly safe. You drive around, you're getting shot at. And by the time we left, we're seeing a little bit of the flip side of that, where the efforts from the surge of '07 and the ground we took and the people we were helping starting to take effect. And now instead of driving around in up-armored vehicles, we're walking through neighborhoods and talking to people. And
we did, have pockets of resistance. The tank threat wasn't nearly what we thought it would be. I think from the previous Iraq war, the Iraqi army wasn't willing to go head-to-head with our tanks and our Apaches. So we did not see as much of that, but we saw a lot more anti-aircraft weapons in towns or in built-up areas that we couldn't easily fire back at.
قصص الحرب لها طابع إنساني، والعراق الذي عرفه هؤلاء الجنود وفقا لرأيهم قد تغير، والأرض التي سيطروا عليها وثبتوا فيها الأمن لم تعد كذلك لأسباب قد يجهل جلها.
To tell you the truth, I was upset that I had to go to Iraq. I wanted to go to Afghanistan because that was the cause of 9/11. However, I wound up in Iraq, and with Saddam Hussein's history and what he had done with Iraq, it was a just war.
Several hundred people digging on this abandoned city, artifacts and stuff that are 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years old. And our task at that point was to help the Iraqi police to secure this dig site in the city and the artifacts and take these people into custody. Well, we did. I'm not going to go into details, but after about 3 hours of chasing people around on Humvees and on foot, I think we took 25 to 30 into custody, put them in the back of a jingle truck, and took them to the police station in Al Hara. And the artifacts, I can tell you, never seen anything before like that in my life. Handmade tools, bronze, copper, talismans, little statues, weapons.
I think we've kind of backslid quite a bit. There was ground that we took at the end of '07, maybe going into '08, that we lost very quickly and significantly. I didn't deploy after that, so I came back November of 2007. But I stayed in touch with a lot of the friends that I made there that deployed a second time. And by 2009, 2010, had some friends that were in the exact same area that we were in, and they just kind of sat around. They fixed their vehicles, they hung out, played video games, and didn't really do anything. And I asked them why, and it was because they couldn't go out on mission on their own unless they got very specific permission from the Iraqi government or whoever was in charge on the Iraqi side locally.
You know, it's a difficult situation. I think we went in to begin with without really completely understanding. We kind of knew. We knew about the differences between the Shia and the Sunni, but we look at it through the lenses of America, where we all get together, you know, whether that's Catholic and Protestants or Muslims and Christians here in the United States. It's a very different paradigm. The family comes first there, then the tribe, and then maybe the country after that.
لماذا نرى ما نرى اليوم في العراق؟ وكيف يمكن إعادة الأمن لبلاد طالت سنوات محنتها وفقا لمن خاض الحرب؟
The war itself was popular at first, but the longer it dragged on, the more unpopular it became, and it became a matter for internal politics between our two main political parties.
The more we question them, the more these politicians set hard dates of when we're going to pull out. And, you know, as a soldier, you can't help but think, well, we're not the only ones hearing this.
ISIS or whatever we have now currently, anything building, you know, growing that we don't know about. I think if we put the military back in there, send more troops, we have to commit to it. It's going to be one of those choices that the people of the United States has to be behind, because we've lost a lot of people already.
So for a lot of us, it felt like we left too early, and especially when this all came back. And then there was nothing we could do about it. You know, they went into Mosul, and you know, that was the city that I helped liberate. We were part of the 101st, and we went in there on that longest air assault into Mosul. And I flew over as we were, you know, enveloping the city. And then to see that city again fall, it was like, you know, the guys that went out there and gave their lives for that, it was almost, you know, for nothing.
ذكريات الحرب تبدو غير متناهية بالنسبة لمن قابلناهم هنا. تلك الذكريات يصفونها وكأنها زلزال تستمر تردداته الاهتزازية لتؤثر على المشهد السياسي في هذه البلاد. علي زبيدي لبرنامج اليوم على الحرة، ألاباما.